Hello, everybody. I'm a little hoarse, excuse me. Thanks for joining me. Let me know if you can hear me. Can everybody hear me in the room? Hello, Night Owl, Sanaya, Blueberry Pancakes. How you doing? Thank you all for joining me. Can everybody hear the Queen? Okay, so you can hear me. Okay, good. Just want to make sure. I want to start off with this. I'm going to do 2 lives tonight. Just a second. Just a second. Hold on 1 second. Oh, mercy. Thanks for joining me. I'm always last minute doing stuff, so don't mind me. Hold on 1 second. Okay. I have too much going on at one time. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Hello, Carmela, Wesley, Queen Talks Crime. Hi, Stacy. Hello, everybody. Carmela, KK. How are you all doing? Thank you. I got to check on something right quick, so just give me a moment, please. Oh, mercy. Can't get it together today. Just a second, please. I was checking a video that I uploaded and it's not ready yet. Okay. Hello, April. How's everybody doing? Thank you. Thank you. I can't even get out this menu for some reason. I don't know what's going on. It's been a long time. This story, I'm recapping an old story of Byron David Smith out of Minnesota. He had his house broken into, I guess, a few times. And I mentioned this story to you guys last night, and I wanted to bring it to you guys. Sharon, I shop everywhere. Just a little bit of everything. A lot of my clothes came from my deceased mother, and I do a little thrifting every blue moon, and I've done Lane Bryant's and just various places. But thank you so kindly. I don't have a specific place that I shop. Dillard's has been a place I've shopped over the years. If you live in the South, you're familiar with Dillard's department store. I've done that, Lane Bryant's, every blue moon, Cato's, just depends. But back to Mr. Byron Smith. This man killed 2 cousins who broke into his house. He had problems, so he lied in wait for these said people. And I want you all to tell me what you think, if he was right or wrong for killing these 2 young people who broke into his house. I'm not sure if they had the same ones who broke in previously, but he had an issue. He was tired. He was fed up. He decided to guard his home. And I'm going to bring you the said video. If you want to watch this on YouTube, it's called Tomo News US. It says Byron Smith murder recording, audio of Minnesota man killing teens. Haley Kiefer and Nick Brady.
Smith murders. A chilling recording of the murder of teenage cousins Nick Brady and Haley Kiefer by Minnesota homeowner Byron Smith.
This is an audio.
Public. Brady, 17, and Kiefer, 18, broke into Smith's home unarmed in the early morning of Thanksgiving Day, 2012. Smith had hidden his car to make it appear nobody was home. The teens had no idea he was armed and waiting for intruders from his chair in his basement, with an audio recorder set up on the bookshelf. What follows are excerpts from Smith's actual recording, which served as a key piece of evidence in his murder conviction. Sorry about that. You'll die. Bitch. Cute. I'm sure she thought she was a real pro. I feel a little bit safer. Not totally safe. I'm still shaking a bit, but a little bit safer. I refuse to live in fear. I am not a bleeding-heart liberal. I felt like I was cleaning up a mess. Not like spilled food. Not like vomit. Not even like diarrhea. The worst mess possible. In some tiny little respect. I was doing my civic duty. Because the law enforcement system couldn't handle it. I had to do it. I had to do it. They weren't human. I don't see them as human. I see them as vermin. This bitch was going to go through her life spoiling things for other people. Thieving, robbing, drug use. It's all fun, cool, exciting, and highly profitable until somebody kills you. Like I give a damn who she is. I'm sorry. So much regret. I try to be a good person. I try to do what I should, be friendly to other people, help them when I can. Try to be a good citizen, not cheat people, be fair. And because I try to be a decent person, they think I'm a patsy. I'm a sucker. They think I'm there for them to take advantage of. Is that the reward for being a good person? And if I gather enough evidence, they might be prosecuted. If they're prosecuted, it might go to court. If it goes to court, they might be found guilty. If they're found guilty, they might spend 6 months, 2 years in jail. And then they're out, and they need money worse than ever, and they're filled with revenge. I cannot live a life like that. I cannot have that chewing on me for the rest of my life. I cannot. I refuse to live with that level of...
Okay. That was parts of the audio because he filmed that. He recorded that incident of him lying in wait for them to show up. Okay. That was Byron David Smith. I'm going to bring you information pertaining to Mr. Byron. Thank you all for joining me. He was whispering. He was whispering, indeed. If you need verification for this information I'm bringing to you, please log on to Wikipedia. Byron David Smith killings. The Byron David Smith killings occurred on Thanksgiving Day of 2012 when Haley Kiefer, 18, and her cousin Nicholas Brady, 17, broke into the home of Byron David Smith, 64, in Little Falls, Minnesota, in the United States. Smith, armed with a Ruger Mini 14, shot the teens separately and minutes apart as they entered the basement where he was, later stating to police he was worried about them being armed. The charges: 2 counts of first-degree murder with premeditation and 2 counts of second-degree murder. Verdict: guilty. Smith was convicted. Convictions: 2 counts of first-degree murder with premeditation and 2 counts of second-degree murder. Sentence: life in prison without parole. The case sparked debate over the castle doctrine, which allows a homeowner to defend their home with lethal force. The prosecution alleged that Smith's actions and a recording he made himself while the incidents were unfolding showed premeditation, lying in wait, and that he used excessive force after having neutralized the threat. He was convicted by a jury after 3 hours of deliberation and, sentenced to life in prison. And that is the said information from Wikipedia. It's just a very odd situation. And as I said, that video is on YouTube if you wanted to verify that. Everyone will have difference of opinions, but I thought I'd bring you this case because I don't know, it came to my mind, and we are living in desolate times, and that was a long time ago. That was 2014. So that was a very long time ago when that incident took place. But the man had problems with his property. He had, I think, a few break-ins. So who's to say what someone would have done had he been home? Because as I said to you all last night, that you cannot say what a person will and will not do. You can't look at someone and say they would not harm me. You can't say, well, they were kids, they wouldn't harm me. You have 2 or more people in your house. You don't know these people. You don't know why they're really there. And it doesn't matter why they're there. They're not supposed to be there. So I'm looking at this charge and saying to myself that he used force. So would it have mattered if it was a gun, a knife, a small gun? No, he did not call for help. Instead, he talked into a recorder because maybe perhaps he had lost his damn mind. I don't know. I wasn't there. But that's what got him those said charges and convictions. It's because he recorded it. Because you see, had he not recorded those recordings and they had never been found by the investigators, he'd probably be a free man. I did not find any articles to state if he is still alive or not inside of the prison, but I wonder how he feels now, knowing that he did do this and he probably felt righteous in doing so. I mean, that was the purpose of him filming it, the audio, because obviously he was tired. So he talked about it into the audio. And some of you may say, well, he didn't call the police. Well, I'm sure at that point he didn't care about calling the police. And some will say, why should he care? It's his house. What if it was the other way around? And they came in and they did bodily harm to an older man? Then you say, then what? But it's a very interesting story. And I just want to get you guys commentary. I'm going to put the live stream up. For just a second. I was trying to find something else. Oh, mercy. I'm going to have to find it. What I think also is interesting is that it's Thanksgiving Day. Why aren't these young people out with their families? Think about that. Just think about that. It's Thanksgiving Day, and it really doesn't matter what the day is because it is his home. It was his home, and he had been violated a few times already. You are running around looking for something to do on Thanksgiving Day instead of eating with your family, watching football, gathering with your friends and family, and instead you're looking to go to a house that you think is a playhouse, break out the window because you hear that in the audio that the window was broke, and break into someone's house. Why? Why would you do that? No, yes, they were trespassing. And that's why I said everyone will have a difference of opinion. But I always say no one should have to go through what someone goes through to understand where they're from. Because had it been your house, I don't think it'd be a discussion or argument. Because you don't know what someone's intention is once they break the window, push the door open. You're going to do whatever you got to do to get that them subdued. And we already know he was an older person. Should he be fighting off 2 teenagers, 2 men, 2 women? You understand what I'm saying? That was his house. And as I state, what got him convicted is the fact that he filmed himself, audio by audio. And it showed the premeditation because he talked about it. He planned it. But then in the end, it's like, how could he plan a break-in? He doesn't know these people. It's his home. You be the judge. I don't know. I don't know, Crystal, honey. It doesn't say. So I'm trying to find another article. And there's one article in here by Hometown Source that shows information about the autopsies. So maybe that also sealed his fate when the jurors saw the autopsies. Okay, I'm trying to go back something. Okay, this is a new article here I just found. I was trying to go in here and find, and he wasn't a bad looking guy, you know, when he was spiffed up clean. Obviously, he may be still alive because this is from 2019, November 13th. Fox 9 is the source. Convicted murderer Byron Smith's legal team pushes for new trial. Byron Smith, a convicted murderer from Little Falls, Minnesota, who shot and killed 2 teen intruders in his home nearly 7 years ago, believes his constitutional rights were violated by a state court judge in Morrison County. Now his legal team is arguing he deserves a new trial. The legal fight moved to the 8th District U.S. Court of Appeals in St. Paul Wednesday. Defense attorney Steve Meshbesher insists he will never stop fighting for Byron Smith. Meshbesher argues Smith was wrongly convicted for murdering teenage cousins Nick Brady and Haley Kiefer, continuing to call it a case of self-defense. They broke into his home by smashing a window, climbing through the smashed window, and then confronting him in his basement, he said. Meshbesher contends Smith's constitutional right to an open and public trial was violated back in 2014 when a Morrison County judge at his state trial briefly closed the courtroom before opening statement. Prosecutors insist the move wasn't a big deal and it did not ultimately impact the guilty verdict. This was a minor closure for administrative proceedings. No reason for it to be a problem, said Brent Wartner, attorney for the state of Minnesota. Smith, now 71, is serving a life sentence at Oak Park Heights Correctional Facility. And mind you, this was a little over a year ago, 2019. While Brady and Kiefer's parents sat in the gallery, Smith was not in the courtroom Wednesday morning as the lawyers argued before a 3-judge panel. But Smith did file a 38-page brief in his own handwriting where he says his trial was invalid and that he allegedly has proof the state manipulated the original jury pool. This is a public forum and this should have been a public trial, Meshbesher said. This case does need to be put to rest once and for all. We believe the Court of Appeals will do that, Wartner added. After Wednesday's hearing, the Kiefers and the Brady's headed out into the snow. They didn't want to say anything on camera, only adding, we love our children and nothing will bring them back. Their families and everyone else involved in this case, including Byron Smith, awaited ruling from the 3-panel judge. So I don't know what that ruling is. I'm trying to find anything new to the situation. And here's a little more information about him, Mr. Byron Smith. Patty said she was shot several times. Okay. This is by Kylie's truecrime.squarespace.com. The Byron David Smith case, self-defense or murder? Happy holidays. Well, almost. I decided to research some crimes that happened on or near Thanksgiving, and this case had the most information. I've also seen an episode of Dateline titled 12 Minutes on Elm Street about this case. A man killed 2 teenagers, but was it murder or was it self-defense? Background. Haley Kiefer, who was 18 when she was killed, and her cousin Nicholas Brady, 17, broke into a home on Thanksgiving Day, 2012, and unfortunately they were killed because of it. Here's a photo of the said 2 cousins that broke into that home. Byron David Smith was a retired security engineering officer. He was described as a loner and never married or had kids. He also had become very paranoid in the last few months and claimed his house had been broken into several times before. He said Haley and Nicholas had broken into his home 2 other times before. He said they had stolen $4,000 in cash, his father's POW watch, coins, and a chainsaw. Byron would also store bottles of water and granola bars in his basement and would sit with a loaded gun. He also had set up a surveillance system in his home, and on the day of the murder, it was recording. And as I state, this is just recapping what happened on November 22nd, 2012. And it says that he noticed Haley's car, which he recognized because he said she had broken into the home before and told his friends he needed to go home. Byron turned on a recording device, and most of this footage is heard on the Dateline episode. He also removed the light bulbs and sat in the chair and waited for the burglars. Nicholas Brady went into the home first. He walked into the basement, and Byron shot him 3 times in total, twice on the stairs and 1 more time. Oh, Lord. My brother would call. Jesus. While I'm trying to read this. Sorry about that. Never call. They only call when you're doing something. Okay. Lost my train of thought. Nicholas Brady went in the home first. He walked into the basement, and Byron shot him 3 times in total, twice on the stairs and 1 more time when he fell off the stairs. He then wrapped Nicholas' body in a tarp and dragged him into another room. He was also heard making taunting remarks as he wrapped Nicholas' body. I didn't know all that went on because it's been a while since I heard the story. Byron reloaded his .22 caliber single action revolver and waited for Haley. Haley is heard saying Nicholas' name on the recording and looking for him. Byron shot her as she walked downstairs. His gun got jammed and he says, "Oh, sorry about that." Byron then shoots her again, this time in her torso area and next to her left eye. Haley's heard screaming and saying, "Oh my God." He taunted her as well, called her derogatory names, and then she's placed on top of Nicholas' body. Haley was still alive through all of this, and Byron shot her 1 last time under the chin. Byron called the police the next day and said he didn't want to bother the police on Thanksgiving, but had no problem shooting 2 teenagers. Okay, Byron, this is commentary from the person writing the article. The police were told that Haley and Nicholas were killed because they had tried to rob Byron's house. Nicholas Brady's sister even said that Nicholas had stolen drugs from her before, and Nicholas' car was seen on surveillance footage from a robbery at a home of a retired teacher the night before he and Haley were killed. Byron tried to tell the police that Haley had actually laughed about the incident after she was shot. However, he seemed to have forgotten that he turned on his recording device and Haley isn't laughing, but screaming. Byron also told the police that he fired a good, clean finish into Haley's head. The trial and castle doctrine. Throughout this whole investigation, there was a debate of whether it was murder or self-defense. Byron claimed that he had broken into the house before and that he simply was afraid for his life. The castle doctrine law, in simple terms, means that a person has a right to protect their home or themselves by using deadly force. The police said that Byron did many things that day that prove it was not self-defense, but maybe even premeditated. Oh my goodness. Why is everybody keep calling? I am so sorry about this. I can't even finish. Keep interrupting me. Oh, goodness. Lord, just let me get through this. Okay. So Byron had told the police that Haley laughed, but the audio shows that she was not laughing, that she was screaming. Byron also told the police that he's fired a good, clean finish into Haley's head. Okay. There was a debate if this was self-defense or not, murder or self-defense. And basically Byron said he was afraid for his life. The castle doctrine law, in simple terms, means that a person has a right to protect their home or themselves by using deadly force. The police said that Byron did many things that day to prove it was not self-defense, but maybe even premeditated. He moved his car that day. He moved it to He had moved it to clean his garage. The police theory is that he moved it so that Haley and Nicholas would think he wasn't home. Byron also recorded 6 hours worth of audio, and one of the things he said was, "In your left eye." and Haley was shot in her left eye. On April 21st, 2014, Byron's trial started on April 29th, 2014. He was found guilty on 2 counts of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole. The audio recordings were a huge piece of evidence, and some of the jurors claimed that they convicted him because of what they heard. Byron has tried to appeal his case, but his sentence was upheld March 9th, 2016. These are the final thoughts. I don't think it was self-defense at all, especially after Byron belittles and taunts Haley and Nicholas after killing them. I think he had an inkling that they would try to break into his home again and plan the murder. I don't think he cared who his victims were, but he had the thoughts in his mind that these two had broken into his house before. Now, as far as the past break-ins go, I think maybe these kids were rebellious and maybe didn't have the best home life, ? I don't want to speculate, but there is evidence that they have robbed people before, even their own family. They definitely didn't deserve to be murdered, though. I've seen so many disgusting comments on social media about how they deserved it and their families should have taught them not to break into people's homes. Yes, maybe they shouldn't have been robbing people, but they didn't deserve to be murdered. Byron Smith deserves to be in prison for the rest of his life. I truly think he was out. I truly think if he was out, he would kill again and kill anyone who wronged him. And that's the said commentary from Kylie's truecrime.squarespace.com. That was her commentary, if it is indeed a she. So as you see, yes, Patty, he shouldn't have filmed himself, recorded himself, because that's what they based it on. The audio, him talking to them while lying there dying. But in the end, like I said, you can think how you want, but I just feel like it was his house. So he was a man talking to some people he shot. The only thing that makes it worse is the fact that he didn't call 911 afterwards, and then he took them into another room and piled the young lady on top of the male cousin. So then you have to ask yourself, okay, what's that all about? And I believe it also states he waited a whole day before calling the police, if I'm not mistaken. I want to make sure I repeat that correctly. Let's see. Yes, it says Byron called the police the next day and said he didn't want to bother the police on Thanksgiving, but had no problem, the girl was saying, about him shooting. So it was the next day. So that makes me think that they sat in the house a whole day. Now that's the creepy part, because it does say that here, if indeed true. This is a picture of Mr. Byron David Smith. He was a loner, no children, no wife, allegedly. I don't know. I'm going to put up the StreamYard, so give me just a second. Bear with me. Mercy. God, I'm sick of using telephones. I don't know what is wrong. Hold on one second. I'm trying to put up the StreamYard. I can't even find paper. Okay, one second. God, I can't find what I'm looking for. Oh, Jesus. Why does everybody need to call? Hold on. Jesus. Oh, I can't find a way to put this stuff up here. Hold on one second. Putting up the StreamYard. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Yeah, Carmela, I agree. That was a bit much. If you want to call in, if you've been in the chat talking, well, feel free to come up and give your opinion about the said situation. Yes, thanks for your patience. Well, before we let regulars talk, I'd like somebody to call who doesn't regular call. That's why I put the StreamYard up for somebody to who don't regular call, say something. You want to call in. Hello, Crystal. How's everybody doing? Backspace, how you doing? Price you pay for being popular. Right. You like breaking in houses. I mean, I know some people don't agree with what happened, but I just don't have any sympathy for anybody breaking in somebody's house. I mean, you want to steal, you can go to Walmart, steal you some stuff out of there. Dollar Tree, Dollar General, wherever your choice is. You understand what I'm saying? Those places have insurance for people that want to steal out their store. Once you kick in somebody's window, their door, you can't expect somebody just not to have fear when, one, you've been breaking in several times. I believe the house was broken into more than once. I don't think he just woke up one day, started talking to himself, and made a recording and said, I'm going to sit down here, eat granola bars, and lie in wait for a mysterious person to break into my house. And just so happened on that day, 2 people did break in. So I believe they've been in there before. If not them, somebody else, plural, we're breaking into that man's house. Thank you so much. Well, Melissa, it is sacred. That's what I think people need to understand about that. That's why I said it should not have to happen to you for you to understand what that would be like to come home. I can't remember when I read the story years ago if he traveled or whatever he did for them to be breaking in the house, because obviously he didn't have a car there. So that's why people kept breaking in his house. They didn't see a car. So people just said, okay, hell, there's an empty house. We're just going to go break in. And obviously a sentimental watch was stolen that belonged to his father, a POW watch. So he can't replace that. Something that his father gave to him. And money was taken, a gun. I mean, hell, he's lucky he didn't have squatters in there, because you have people who do that now. They can just move in your house right now. For those of you who think this is so horrific, well, try somebody alive moving in your house and won't move out. That's going to be my next video. I'm definitely going to bring that, because I don't think some of you know about squatting. So imagine on this hand, he shoots some people breaking in. Now imagine on the other hand, somebody just walks in your damn house and starts living in there, and they won't leave. They don't know you. They just thought you had a cute house, and they moved inside. Hi, how you doing, baby? No. Hey, Queen, how you doing? Thanks for joining me. Yeah, I mean, you can't say what somebody would do. It's easy to say, well, they were kids, they weren't going to harm him. But what if he tried to fight him? And then he ended up the low man on the totem pole. He was lying face down. So you don't ever know how it's going to go when you confront somebody in your house that don't belong there. Could have been him lying there dead. That's just how I look at it. I mean, some people will argue, well, he filmed it. Well, it's sad to say. Truly, him filming it was also documentation that they broke in. It's just worse because he was talking to himself and talking to the dead, the dying people. And it looks creepy. You're talking into audio, a recorder, you're going on, and then you're talking to people who are dying, and then you move into another room. So that was extreme. He should have called 911. Now, I agree with that. He should have called 911. But I don't know this man's mindset. I don't know who he is or was as a person, what he was going through. I can't say. I just know personally, if I was in my home and you're breaking in and I had a weapon, yes, I would use it. And then I would also call 911, but I'm not that guy. So yes, it was. Well, I think he had cracked up. He probably was done at that point. You understand what I'm saying? Right. You're whispering like, yeah, I got you. Yeah. I fear for my safety. I don't know what you all were going to do. So he was like, okay. Like I said, the creepy part is that he put him in that room. That part threw me off because I was like, okay, you didn't let them stay in that room a whole day. Right. Yes, he was. He was still. Well, look, that was his MO. He was like, I like to whisper. They can't hear me anyway, so it doesn't matter if I whisper or if I talk loud. Ooh, Satan, I can't. Maybe he was whispering because, he had it on audio and he knew he'd have to give that over to the police, but, they can pick up whatever you were saying. Was tired of folks breaking. Yeah, he was. Hey, Change is here. Hit the link if you want to come up on the panel to give your opinion about the said information. Hello, Aquarius 63. How you doing, baby? Thank you all for joining me. God bless all of you. Hope you're safe. Hope you all had some warm weather. It was beautiful here in the high 10. Oh, my gosh. It was like spring in February in the high 10. Yes, he was driven to do this. So please hit the link. I realized that the rebooting was only applying to if I did the 20 hours of free streaming. So I apologize for that indiscretion. He should be in the South. Oh yeah, they wouldn't have convicted him here. It wouldn't have mattered if he was dancing. This the good old boy, South. It wouldn't have mattered. Hell, they let baby killers go down here, so I already know. The link says the page can't be found. Hi, Fire Mission. How you doing? Well, I just paid for it, so it should be found. Oh, Lord of mercy. Here we go with this. Oh, God. It's probably a sign. I don't even need to be doing it. I don't know what's going on. That's what comes up. So I just paid for it, so it should work. Because if there was no StreamYard, it wouldn't even be able to come up with a link, period. So I don't know what's going on. Okay, Crystal. Well, I don't know. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, I'm okay. They're over here. It's the same one. I don't know. Why it's not coming up. I haven't. I don't know why it's not coming up. Oh. I'm not gonna listen at that humming F-150. Y'all gonna have to be somewhere where you don't have all this noise and stuff in the background.
Hey, Angela. Hey.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I thought it was F. My mind's gone. I'm thinking of something else because I was about to flip out and remove you, honey. Because I'm not,
Why?
My mind's on some other stuff right now. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, you check with me and then catch me up later. But
So
I do remember. I do remember this case well. I actually watched it on ID Discovery a few years back, and my take on it is that the man should have never been tried and he never should have been found guilty. For the simple fact that people knew, including these young people, family knew that they had an issue with stealing and doing robberies. And if the family would have taken the initiative to get these young people some help, or when they did other burglaries, allowed them to be in jail to learn a lesson, then they probably would have never be would have been shot like they were. For the simple fact is, if you had never had anybody to break in your house, startle you, or anything like that, then you wouldn't understand the level of fear and paranoia that goes into it. Me, myself, had an experience like this. I was at home one night. I was on the telephone. I came out the restroom. And luckily, I had a door that locks from the inside. So on the outside, there's no way to get in my house. I had a deadbolt. Well, I heard all this banging and beating on my door, and I had two young babies at home at the time. I looked out the peephole, and it was two gentlemen just kicking my door in, just beating on the door. I had never seen them, had never spoken to them. Well, fear set in because I didn't know if they could have kicked the door off the hinges. I immediately grabbed the axe handle and a long knife. Well, they continue on to where one of the guys took a beer bottle and busted upside the door. I immediately called 911. And 911 heard everything in the background. And I was telling the lady, I got two kids at home. I have weapons. They come in here. They're not going to leave out because I'm going to kill them. This is what I said on a 911 tape. And the lady said, well, don't open the door, things like this, remain calm and this. As I'm saying this to the 911 operator, she's relaying this to the police. She said, well, why did they come to your door? Ma'am, I don't know. I've never seen these people. Um, do you have any, did you have anything to do with the people? Things of this nature. That 911 operator asking me this. As I'm saying this to 911, the gentleman goes and get another relative. So it's three guys beating and bamming on my door. Finally, the police come. Police come and tell me, ma'am, what's going on? I explained the situation. I was in my home, minding my business. These guys are beating and kicking my door in. The guy even went as far as saying, FUB, I'm coming in there. I tell the police I've never seen these people before. I live here. I don't speak to anybody. Police officer saying, are you sure you don't know him? Yeah. Police officer said, well, if you would have opened the door and harmed one of the guys, we would have had to arrest you. I said, why would you arrest me if I'm telling you? And 911 got the recording that they beating on my door, kicking it in, threw beer bottles all outside the door. The guys cussing me out, calling me out my name. And the police said, well, for them to have that level of animosity, you had to know them. And made me feel like I was in wrong. I'm telling him I'm protecting my kids, my house, and myself. So they go next door to the gentleman, asking what's going on. The gentleman ran in the apartment, hid in the area where the washing machine was to escape the police. Long story short, they end up telling the police that they were so drunk, they didn't know why they were trying to break in my house. They don't know what was going on. They didn't understand English because these were Hispanic gentlemen. I'm telling them that I'm fearing for my life. The police telling me unless they would have came in my door, domicile, that was the only way I wouldn't have been charged. So I say all that to say this. If someone is coming in your house or you hear a window break or anything that like that and you're by yourself, it's a level of fear, even with weapons, that goes through your mind because at that moment, I didn't know whether or not I would have had to um kill somebody. Plain and simple. And it's not like it's an easy thing to think or process. So this gentleman was older than me. I would have done the same thing. And if he'd been in the South, he would have gotten off. Because no matter what anybody says, I don't care if they would have been 10, 8, whatever. When you go and break in someone's home, you are disturbing their peace. And it's better that I get you than you get me. That man didn't know if they had weapons. That man didn't know if it was a gang up. He didn't know. And on Thanksgiving Day, why would being breaking in somebody's house be a thing on their mind? And the parents failed them. The parents failed them. I think if they'd been in any other neighborhood, the man never would have seen the inside of a courthouse because it would have been justifiable homicide. And we know this. It's been other cases like this. But yes, I think that the guy got railroaded. I would love to put money on this book. I don't think he did anything wrong with trying to protect himself, the things he worked for, because nobody knows what it feels like for somebody to violate your home. Once you are violated in your home,
you never feel safe again.
Then I had to move because I didn't know if these men would have came back to kill me. I pressed charges or anything. Nobody knows the feeling of somebody trying to get your door down. I'm by myself, just like this gentleman was by himself.
That's what I think why they did it, because they knew you were by yourself. I want to throw that in there.
They could have, but the idea that somebody plots to come in your home, disturb your peace, I didn't know if they were coming to harm me, harm my daughters, or whatever. My husband was at work. And that's what I told the police. I would have killed them. The police told me, well, ma'am, they would have had to come all the way inside. I knew that. I'm in Dixieland. I was going to let them come on inside and I would have killed them. And it was two gentlemen. Imagine two. And then they went and got a third that I would have had to try to take out. And so that's not an easy feeling to this day that I live with. To this day, I'm paranoid. To this day, I double check things. And if I wouldn't have had a deadbolt that locked from the inside and you didn't have a key to unlock it,
right?
I don't know where I would have been. So I think the guy did him just right. Matter of fact, he should have kicked him in the side of their face. He should have did a little more if you ask more. You understand? He should have. Why he should have. If somebody came in your house and you minding your business and you don't want to work for your items, why would you let some punks and thugs come in your house and do it? If it been in any other neighborhood, people would have said it would have been justified. But because it's probably was in a suburban neighborhood, they didn't know no better.
They judged him because of the audio. He taped it and he was talking. That's why
he did right. I would have audio too. I just wouldn't have told the police I audio. I would have audio too. You got to make a believer out of some of these people because they would try you. Talk to your kids, raise your kids. Because something was wrong for these kids to feel like they had to keep talking to him. They kept playing with him. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Amen.
So that's why I feel so strongly about it. I know what it feels like. To this day, I double check doors, locks, everything. I look over my shoulders because still to this day, I don't know who the people were. You know, so and I live with that. But it does set in a level of fear. So now this should have been a poster child for people that like to break in houses, no matter your age, your background, your socioeconomic. You go in people's houses, you never know who at them people's houses. Just because a car went there, if I was a criminal, this how you have to be smarter. What if they got something in their house and you don't know who in there? You don't know who could be there 24 hours a day. But you thought you could rob him because he was an older man. And they kept on going in that man's house. They kept doing it. They didn't do this no one time. This wasn't a one-time deal. And maybe if the parents would have left them in jail,
they were comfortable.
Well, that's the point about being a criminal.
Just break a window out like that. You're comfortable.
Well,
if you did it one time, you're comfortable. That's how I look at it. You like what you're doing. You didn't know.
Who's to say they wouldn't have did anything to the old man had they had a weapon?
That's what I said. Well, that's what I said in my commentary, that you can't bet on what would have happened had he not had a gun, couldn't get to a gun. He could have been in the bathroom, using the bathroom, could have been taking a shower, and he comes out. Like I said, he could have started fighting these people, and he could have been the biggest loser.
Right. I don't see nothing. He said, don't interrupt the police on Thanksgiving. I wouldn't have interrupted them either. You understand me? No. If they didn't interrupt the police going in his house, he shouldn't have. I wouldn't have interrupted them either. That's what they wanted. And people keep saying it's premeditated. I don't understand that when the police had a show called Bait Car where they knew people would steal cars. Is that considered premeditated? They knew people would steal cars and they set them up. But people don't talk about this. So that's why I don't see premeditation. What I see is a gentleman protecting his home. I welcome people in my house now to this. I welcome you. I want you to come on through the door and get right across that threshold. Just come on in. The way you come in, you're not going to leave. I'm going to make sure
we put cookies out too, like Santa Claus.
Yeah, leave them out for them. I welcome them. Down here in the South, it's people that have signs that say burglars are welcome, criminals are welcome, trespassers are welcome.
Girl, you crazy. Oh, Jesus, okay. Come on in, folks.
It's a sign. It's people that have signs that all are welcome in. What alarm system down here?
People this is the dirty South. Most people have guns. They want you to come in. Yeah,
I do. I'm one of them.
This the dirty South. They want you to come in. Like a sheriff told me once when I had a problem with a neighbor, and he was the sheriff now. Now you know this is bad when the sheriff tell you he's the kind of person you're gonna have to put down because he don't care about the law. He said, leave your door unlocked and let him walk on in, handle your business, and call me when you're done. And that was from a sheriff officer.
Angela, I know you ain't lying. Because when I lived in apartments, a police officer said the same thing. They said, we don't want y'all to go outside and shoot them. They said, let them come on.
It's against the law. They have to be inside. They have to be inside of the house. They can't be out. 1 foot cannot be outside of the door or the window. Not an arm, not a leg, not a shoe, not a foot. The whole body has to be inside of the house in the state of Tennessee for you to get off on murdering someone.
You know, y'all, if y'all ain't got no cameras, y'all do what y'all got to do outside, and y'all get the blood up and all that and drag them right on inside, and then just call 911 to come on, pick them up. You know, I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do. I told you, it's a level of fear when somebody is in your house with a gun.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely.
I don't trust anybody coming in, period, because I don't know what they got. And then really, that's not my job to figure out, one, why you're there. Two, if you have a weapon. I'm worried about surviving and trying to get you out of my house. So that's why I think it was an injustice to, try him. I think the only thing that he did wrong was he left the bodies there that whole day. Obviously, that is true.
But they want no. Wait, let me have to disagree with you. No, he didn't. Then they want to come in his house. Ain't that the reason they broke the window? Where they were there.
I'm saying, why would you want to let a dead person lie in your house, Nitra?
Because living, they wanted to come in. So now they came in. Now they can see from in the afterlife everything they wanted to see.
All I'm saying is, I killed you and I want you out of there. I don't want you laying in my basement or my hallway. I'm not going to step over no dead.
He could have gave him a grand tour. See, and people going to be like, girl, you crazy. I mean, everything I say. Then you want to come in here and look around and get my valuable? When in the afterlife, you can see all that. They was in the afterlife at that point, and so no, and I don't have no remorse for him. No, I don't. They got to see everything they wanted to see.
Girl, you know you crazy. You talking about they want to look. Well, they look and then they look. They look right down that staircase.
They looked at everything they could have possibly.
They looked down that staircase. Let me tell you something. When she was hollering for him, she should have had sense to say, "Ooh, he too quiet." Let me get him out of here. Look, black folks, that's a black mama tell you. I know they doing something because they too quiet back there in that room. Shut your mouth.
Absolutely, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. That's definitely what I grew up with. I would have said, wait, see, and I'm gonna tell y'all another thing. When I would have heard the first shot, I would have. Buzz was gonna be effed up anyway. Well, if he already effed up, ain't no sense in me going. I'm going right on back the way I did.
Because they said he came in first. He came down the stairs. I meant to show you the picture of what it looked like, the way the basement was set up. So if he came down the stairs, he had two chairs. One chair is facing like a desk in a wall. The stairs are this way. You come down. There's a chair facing the stair landing. So you still aren't going to see me until you turn your head, which will be to your left. Then you'll see me sitting in like a Queen Anne chair. And then there's another chair sitting at like a desk or something. So he was obviously probably sitting in that chair facing the landing of the stairs. So he shot him first. Yeah, she should have heard that because they said he broke in first. He went downstairs first. So why did you get shot again?
Girl, you didn't have enough sense to say, well, and that was the thing.
I'm out of here.
Oh, he ain't came back and he ain't gave me a signal that it's clear to keep following it. I would have been out. I would have been out then. When I heard that first shot, I would have said, well, man, ain't no sense in both of us going out. Cuz rest in peace. I'm going to go let everybody know to get on over here because cuz gone. You know, that would have been me. And they would have said, well, girl, when you there, I would have been like, man, no, I was standing outside. I don't know nothing about why cuz went in there. But cuz gone.
I ain't going to nobody's house no way. I don't like going to people's houses anyway because you go to people's house you don't know. Anything can jump off if it's not a burglar. You don't know people. People can accuse you of taking stuff. You have to be careful just going to people's house anyway. Man, this situation is different because they just like breaking in houses and they got the latter part of the deal. They got killed. But even visiting, you have to be careful just going up a stranger's house. You don't know nothing about people. You just don't know how anything can jump off these days with people in their house because folks is not stable. People are not stable.
He was stable. See, and that's why everybody be like, they so young. I know kids younger than this that don't broke in folks' house and got shot in the back. And you know what they tell the family? Ma'am, I mean, he had every right to protect himself. I mean, it's a case where somebody broke in a gentleman's house in Memphis. He had a 9mm. They were running out the door. They just didn't get all the way out the door. He shot him in the back. I mean, and the family was outraged that no charges was pressed. And this was in Memphis, Tennessee 2 years ago. And you know what I said? Yeah, girl, I would have felt the same way. But this how I raised my kids and tell them, if you go in somebody's house and they didn't invite you in, all bets are off. Period. And I don't have no problem with all bets are off. You come and mind your kids, you, whoever, come on across the threshold. And then I'm going to record it. Oh, yeah, I ain't going to put it on live. I'm going to record it for me to make an example. That I have a little room for all the burglars to view the tape. Now, you sure that's what you want to do? Because these the end results. Period. I'm telling y'all, it's places that have signs that say, we welcome criminals. I welcome them. The same way you came in, you ain't gonna leave out, buddy. Are you doing something over there, Quinn?
I'm listening to you. I was checking one of my videos I uploaded. I don't know why it's taking forever for it to upload.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's my rant on it. But yeah, I think the guy got railroaded. I think his pill need to go through. I think the man need to be freed. Matter of fact, he a hero. When y'all, they so young. They when young. Has anybody asked themselves why was they comfortable going to their house? Why didn't they go to anybody else's house that was younger? Because they figured they probably wouldn't get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
And this gentleman older, and nobody thinks about this gentleman mindset probably wasn't in the mindset of what the law is. This gentleman probably you know, he don't came from an era where if you break in somebody's house, they do something to you like the Wild Wild West, and you okay, because that's probably where his mindset was for the ones wondering why he recorded it and said what he did. This gentleman is in his 60s, 70s, so this gentleman ain't used to this. He came up where people left their doors open and didn't worry about anybody breaking in. You know, so that's what I think, you know. And unfortunately, you know, the family, of course, gonna say what they say. I have no pity for them because they knew that these were some unruly children.
We see that.
Unruly children.
We heard you. We heard you quick. Oh, Lord Jesus.
He should have kicked them on the side of the head. See, my mind go different. I told you, I don't play around with that type of stuff.
Well, my thing is, he ended up dead or severely beaten.
Either your mama gonna cry or my mama gonna cry. Why would I want my mama to go cry?
No, you're not. No, you're not up here quoting rap lyrics.
See, one of our mamas gonna cry. So why would I want my mama to cry?
By Trick Daddy, I can't.
and one of them gonna cry, but it won't be mine. So this needs to be the poster child for the young people. This should be placed in areas where children like to break in houses. And let's make y'all an example. This is what happens when you keep playing with people and keep playing with people. Don't take things that don't belong to you. People work hard for their things. Y'all don't know how long it took that man to acquire them things. They don't know if they had sentimental values.
Right.
They don't.
He can't get that back. He can't get that watch back. That was a military watch given to his father. He can't ever get that back.
And you know, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, but I'm pretty sure that once everything happened, they looked around and said, "Woo, this wasn't a good idea." Yeah, no, cuz it wasn't a good idea on this Thanksgiving. We should have been over there eating stuffing and green bean casserole.
That's what that to me was even more disturbing. It's a holiday. This is a day where you're visiting people, sharing, you know, and good food and laughter, watching games, movies, all that type of stuff. And this is all you're thinking to do, to get up in the morning time, afternoon, is go break in somebody's house. This is what you're thinking to do on Thanksgiving.
And why didn't the family think?
I knew they were troublemakers, because to go to that man's house on Thanksgiving Day, your ass just foul. I'm sorry. You just, no, I ain't sorry. You foul. That's it.
And how did they figure, you know, family wouldn't pop up over that man's house later, or it could have been kids at the house. Even though you don't see a car, don't mean nobody is at home. That's where people make mistakes at, because you're so comfortable watching this man every move. They literally had to stalk him to know when to go and when not to go. But nobody talks about that. To learn somebody's routine is to stalk them.
Well, that's true. You've been watching the house. That's why you keep going back. So you're right. That's true. They were stalking him. That's a charge right there. You've been going by. Your car went there. You went there by car. Yes, you're right. I didn't even think about that. You were stalking him. You had to.
And you had to know.
Oh, the car's got there. Come on, let's go.
Right. And common sense would have told me, man, this Thanksgiving Day, anybody can pop up at any time, and we don't know who he related to. Just because we don't see it any other day, don't mean today, Thanksgiving. Common sense should have said anybody can pop up just to say we checking on Mr. David, or you know, somebody might bring him a plate.
That's why you know they were mischievous. You went there all days on a holiday, robbed his house. So yeah, you've been watching, you've been stalking. This was y'all plaything, breaking in a house that you thought didn't nobody stay in or wasn't there often. You know, it's a small town, so you know that's the thing I hate about small towns. People talk and people tell all kind of stuff. Yeah, you know, Pookie gone. He gonna be gone to New York for 2 days. Well, John then, damn. John's gonna be gone for 2 days. Blah blah blah. Next thing you know, like I just said, John got squatters in his house. I try to tell you. Y'all crying about these dead folks. Guess what? You got people who will go move in your house, and you actually paying rent and a mortgage on your house. You done went to the for work, and you come back, Pookie in there laid up watching Netflix, and he dare you to put him out. Y'all better know. You better know the law in your states. I'm keeping it 100. I don't bring you no foolishness over here. I keep it 100 with you because I think some of you don't really know that people do this for a living. They move in your house while you're there or not there, and you can't put them out.
Squatter's law.
You can't put them out. You receive mail 30 days at an address. Let's say you take in Pookie, and Pookie is staying at your house, and Pookie got some mail there. Well, guess what? So long, 30 days, Pookie live with you. Whether you want Pookie there or not. Pookie home.
You're absolutely right. It has been people that moved in houses.
But guess what? Queen different. You come stay in mine and don't want to get your tail up out of there. You gonna tell me you ain't gonna leave? Okay, I got something for you. I'm getting ready to go get that little thing that you put gasoline in. You know, that little thing, that little plastic thing with the spout on it.
Gas can. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna politely go around the building. If it's an apartment, it's the same thing. And I'm gonna pour gasoline in there. If you ain't got your tail out of there once you saw that first drop hit the floor, then you want to burn up. That's on you. But you coming out of there one way or the other. Now, as they say, best to be carried out by 2 than 6.
Oh, baby, Miss Anthony, did you say you gonna say, oh, okay, you gonna stay here?
I go get a Pookie times 12, him and his homeboys, another Pookie, and I'll tell Pookie, I want to take you to Home Depot. I want to give you a couple dollars. I want you to nail up these windows and these doors. And you think somebody want to take that money if it's a house? Oh, Miss Angie, what you need? I just need you to board it up, boo-boo. And as soon as we get to the front gate and the window, and you hear that knock, knock with the nails, bet you come up out of there. So you're going to come up out of there if you see the gas can, and or you see the nails in the board. I will board your tail up in there. So you try the queen. You try the queen. I will burn you alive up in my own house. So I got insurance. Who cares? Who gonna go tell? That lady burnt her house down. I don't know what you're talking about. Who? I was in New York. I don't know what you're talking about.
I told you we think alike. I keep telling y'all I'm in the South, baby. That's how I think.
There are ways of getting people out your house, whether it was a visitor, friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, cousin, or somebody just walked in your house, somebody moved in the house you're renting and it's empty, or it's your own house. There are ways to get people out. Go get a gas can and start throwing the gasoline around and see how quick they come out of that.
But now, I up you one. You read about it. Then you just lay here while she drip, drip, drop. Just lay her on down there, baby. Make sure I'm going to go get you some liquor. I'm going to make sure I'm going to cook you some steak and shrimp and all the fixing. Just lay on down there.
Well, that's true. That's true. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. People work too hard to have you just come in and take over their home and then you're not going to leave. And this is a case, this is a situation, this is off the subject, but in Detroit, state of Michigan, they have no laws. California, same thing. It is a civil matter. So right now, if you have a house that you're renting, condo, townhouse, whatever, or it's your own house, if you are to come back to that said property and see Pookie and his friends in your house and they don't want to leave, the police cannot do anything. You can call the police, but he's going to tell you it is a civil matter. So now you got to go to court to get a stranger out of your damn house.
I'm not going to give nothing.
It's sad.
No. See, anytime the criminals have more rights than everyday citizens that do the right thing and work hard, something is wrong with these laws and they should be changed. But I'm with you. I'm not going to even ask you but one time to leave. First of all, when I see you there and we don't know each other, I'm not going to ask you to leave because apparently you bold enough to come on through. And I'm gonna make sure you, when they get through finding you, if they ever find you, see, my mind go a little different. If they ever find your family will be looking for you. And let me tell you how deep I get. I go help look for you too.
Well,
ma'am, did you see Pookie and Ray Ray? They was at this house the other week.
You're not gonna stay in my house. I can tell you that now.
Pookie and Ray Ray? You mean Pookie Thomas? Girl, no, I ain't seen Pookie Thomas and Pookie Ray.
They rig up the electric. Let me explain something to you guys. They rig up the electric illegally. They make up fake lease papers. There's people who are crafty like this. There's a man in Texas, an African-American man. He owned 3 houses in the state of Texas by infiltrating these homes and moving in. And if a house sits on the market too long without anyone purchasing it, you can go to your local clerk's office and file for paperwork to buy that said home and take possession. Mm-hmm. Like you trying to tell you got to stay woke out here. This is why people get away with things, and you're sitting here wondering, like, well, how did they get the whole house? And I don't understand. Well, it stays vacant long enough. You can go file paperwork on a vacant house. You keep seeing the weeds growing up on 15th Street. Day 1, day 8, 1 year, 2 years. Well, boo-boo, you can go to the clerk's office and file paperwork to claim that house.
That's some good gems that you just dropped, because I've heard something like that in the past, but I didn't know how true it was.
A guy in Texas did it. I was watching a show about squatters, and this African-American man owned 3 houses. And the news people showed up and told him, boo-boo, this is not your house. What you doing in this house? And I own this house. Because he went to the clerk's office and filed paperwork for houses that sat on the market so long. He was smart. He did his homework.
These criminals smart, you all. These criminals smart. I'm even smarter. Like she said,
you put them out, you the bad guy.
Pookie Johnson go nail up them boards and houses, the windows and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's what I would do most definitely. I would probably go that route before I do the gasoline. I would just go get some lumber and start nailing up the windows, and then naturally you're going to come out and ask me what I'm doing. And I'm going to tell you, this is my house. You have infiltrated. So since you like my house so much, you can stay your tail up in there. I'm going to board you up in there.
Right. I mean, hey, that's what they like. I told you this case remind me. Y'all talking about why he leave the bodies in there, because they wanted to come in. They were so eager to get in. So ain't no sense in calling the police. You wanted to come in. You didn't want to knock on the door. You didn't wait for me to open the door. You wanted to come in through the window. So Amen. The same way you came in, I would have told them I was waiting on them to leave that same way back out. Well, ma'am, they dead. Oh, well, I ain't got nothing to do with that. They wanted to come in through the window. I let them. They came on in voluntarily. I voluntarily sat here for them to leave on back out the window. It was no sense in calling the police. What he should have did was threw acid on them, lying, got them bodies up out of there, cleaned his house up, and did that. Yeah, backspace. That's what he should have done. Hi, backspace.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I am wonderful. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
I just saw you there. How you doing, darling?
I'm doing fine. I am doing fine. Did you get my little...
What is all that noise in the background? Please explain it to the queen.
I don't have no noise in the background.
Yo, it's rattling back in your background, honey. It's not clear at all.
Can you hear? Can you still hear the noise?
Yeah, every time you come on, it's rattling. It's like a fan blowing or something.
I got everything turned down.
Well, do you have a fan blowing?
Wait a minute, hold on.
Lord, okay, I'm deep. You know what? Bye, Felicia.
What?
All this time you've been knowing you had a fan blowing, and you steady looking at me talking about what? I don't know what that noise is. You can't make this stuff up. Live on Everyday Shenanigans. What you got to say, backspace? Lord have mercy, Jesus. Thank you, Evie. How you doing, baby? How you doing? Hello to the Queen's Court. Thank you, darling. Thank you. So now I ain't worried about it. I'm in an apartment right now. You want to come here and squat? Be my guest.
And what I want y'all to do is go through the window. Go through the window. And what I want her to do is give me a call so I can watch you come on through the window. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sanaya, a helicopter. This is what's crazy. We have asked him 1,000 times, what is the noise? And he swear for God, I don't know what you're talking about. So then I finally say this time, do you have a fan blowing? Oh, okay. I mean, really, what in the world? Jeepers creepers. Thank
And
you
Miss
all.
Amber, I'm gonna go find one of them signs when I be out in town.
Oh, Satan, I can't.
I'm gonna show y'all one of them signs. I'm gonna post it where the people here say, "Come on in, criminals and burglars are welcome."
1 hour and 17 minutes into this live chat. The subject is Mr. Smith, who was convicted of murdering 2 teenagers that were cousins that broke into his home. He was basically convicted because of the audio that he had talking to himself and talking about, the actual plot to lie in wait for these villains. And he had claimed that his house had been broken in before and valuables were stolen out of his home. And the end result was that he is currently incarcerated life with the possibility of parole. You gonna still turn the fan on?
What?
I'm dead. Why do you keep wearing? Will you please turn the fan off, baby? What is wrong?
I'm not gonna turn the fan on.
Turn it off.
Can you hear me? I don't have a fan on.
It just stopped when I said, "Is that a fan?" You turned something off.
Could it be his headset?
I'm new to all this. It was quiet just a minute ago. Didn't you hear how quiet it got?
I cut my computer speakers off.
Well, shit, go in the bathroom. I'm sick of this now.
Oh, Angela, I love your mug.
Yes, ain't no cute, my little Patron mugs, tequila Patron. That's
you like tequila and Patron.
They like me. It's okay. I got this from the package store. They gave those. They were giving them away last year to the patrons.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have to say, Backspace? You and that helicopter.
Evie, not a cricket phone. I'm using a cricket phone, Evie. Come on now.
Look, Evie. I mean, it got quiet when I said, "Do you have a fan?" Okay, look, because you know how irritated I get. Do you have a fan running right now?
That might be his headset.
No.
Well, it got quiet when I mentioned a fan, so that's why I thought you had a fan on. Well, what do you have making that noise in the background, sir?
No, I don't have a.
Well, Backspace.
I have my speakers up.
This is running my live up, so say something. Just say something. Jesus. Okay.
Okay. In the state of Maryland, we have what they call a castle doctrine. And it says a man is not bound to retreat from his home. He may stand his ground there and kill any person who attempts to commit a felony therein, or who attempts to enter by force for the purpose of committing a felony or of inflicting great bodily harm upon an inmate. In such a case, the owner or any member of the family, or even a lodger in a home, may meet the intruder at the threshold and prevent him from entering by any means rendered necessary, even to the taking of his life, and the homicide will be justified. That's it.
Well, I think that state had the same law because I just read that in the article, and you see he's doing life in prison. Lord have mercy. I'm dead. Yes, thank you for joining me. Crystal, I've been rolling. I can't do a live stream that's cohesive. I don't know what the problem is. Night Owl, you still here?
Yes, ma'am. I was listening to Backspace.
Well, he fell off the helicopter, went down. Helicopter down. Helicopter down. Oh my God. Somebody help me. Helicopter down in Maryland.
Queen. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Queen.
Oh my God.
They said Mayday, Mayday.
Mayday, Mayday, Mayday.
Y'all are something else.
Damn. What the hell? What the hell's going on the East Coast? What? Jesus.
You welcome, Evie.
You must got Trump in there. Trump mad. Shit. I don't know. I'm
yes,
sorry.
y'all hit the stream link and come up and give your commentary on the case we're discussing tonight, the Byron David Smith case.
Blessed and Grateful says she disagrees. Oh Lord. What you disagree with, Blessed and Grateful?
I would love to speak to somebody that disagree with what we're saying.
Well, she wants. Let her come up. Let her come up. Y'all ain't gonna get ready to do no 18-hour chat and type it out. Just come on up on the panel. I pay my money for it, so you need to come up.
The stream link, scroll up. And I don't think it's premeditated, because if that's the case, do the police.
Backspace, you got something going on in your connection or something, baby. I don't know what it is, because Night Owl is clear as day. That's why we're trying to figure out every time you call it's some noise, but it stopped. That's what I'm trying to make you understand. When I mentioned to you about the fan, it stopped. So whatever you did, it stopped the noise. Excuse me. I'm not saying anything, Queen. Darius. Why not, Darius? Please scroll up to the link. If you would like to join the stream, I will only allow people on the stream who have been commenting in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, Clarice.
Clarice. See, that's the type of stuff y'all do when they break in your house, some of the Silence of the Lambs.
I won't be calling on you, Clarice.
Yeah, my mind playing go like that.
The world is much better with you in it. Go on, Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, see, I like stuff like that. You know, when you come on in the house and it's dark and you see all the valuables.
Well,
yeah, lime and acid, and a big old.
If you would like to join the conversation, you're welcome to come up on the panel and give your 411 pertaining to this subject matter. Thank you.
The topic is the Byron David Smith case, where the homeowner shot two intruders.
No, it won't. That's a lie. This ain't about to be no 18 hours, because I ain't paid for 18 hours to be up here. They only give you a 4-hour window. So y'all can't get it in 2 hours. Y'all got 30-something minutes to say what you got to say, because I'm not sitting up here, because I'm coming back with another video about that other stuff. So get it all in, please. What topic? I'm gonna surprise you. Oh, Darius, you're so analytical. It was planned because of the tapes from law enforcement side, but he was under duress. Well, he under the jail now,
and he shouldn't be in jail, and it wasn't planned.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you so much.
I don't understand why people keep talking about this. The man welcomed him in. He welcomed them in by, they decided to come in through the window. They ain't come in through the door. So were they premeditating as well? Because they were stalking him.
Well, Karen, if your Wi-Fi is working, you can come back up here. That's all. That's the only way you're gonna get up here is through the Wi-Fi, baby. So don't worry. You ain't got to tell folks who got your phone, who your phone carrier is. Just come on up here and say what you got to say.
Is Queen Talks in here?
Well, Evie, just Google it while we talking, baby. Byron David Smith. You can be reading it while you're listening to the people talk. I don't know what Queen in the cut.
Okay, sis in the cut, because I know she would have understood exactly what I'm saying.
But I thought this was a good topic, though. I thought it was a good topic.
It is a good topic, and I'm glad that you brought it up. If you do any other older cold case? Well, not cold cases, but any topics that we
said. I think that's what I'm going to start doing is bringing up old cases that have already been. There's already been a conviction or acquittal, whichever, and we just weigh in because that other stuff I've been talking about.
Miss Winnie, I said that in my commentary.
Oh, I said, I'm in the middle. I understand both sides. Oh, Darius,
I don't understand both sides. I don't understand nothing about you trying to come up in my house and I don't know you. What's the understand about that?
Sanaya said she thinks it's way too much time. Go back up to the chat.
Tell you what.
If you want the link, please go scroll back up to the chat. The link is at somewhere near the middle. So if you want to join, scroll back up. Thank you.
Yeah, I think if they wanted to get him a charge as far as anything, they should have gave him probation.
Yeah, they could have gave him 6 years of probation or supervised probation.
Even the man is over half 100.
Even with supervised probation, you still treating him like he shot somebody in somebody else's house. That's his house. He wasn't a visitor. It was his own home. My spell correct is on track, not me. Okay.
They wanted to come in. He allowed them to come in. They just didn't leave the same way. He probably was waiting for them to go out the same one that the young man broke.
Hey, Vinny.
I would have said that.
Said what?
They should have. His lawyer should have had him go to the get a mental check, psychiatry check.
They probably did.
And go with that.
Yes, if you want to be on the live stream, please scroll up to the link. It should be halfway up in the chat. You have the tools to scroll the link to go stroll up, honey.
Hold on.
If you'd like to join the panel to give your opinion.
Right here.
Winnie said grand tour. I'm dead.
Y'all
talking crazy. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Ma'am, I told you the truth. Didn't they want to come in and look around the house? Where all he did in the afterlife, I promise y'all, they could have seen everything they wanted to see. What was the sense of calling the police? They wanted to come in. So they all had dinner together. Mm-hmm. He didn't want the police to be disturbed on Thanksgiving, and I wouldn't have disturbed the police either.
Thank you, Zeddy. So thanks for joining us. Thank you, Zeddy. Thank you for joining us, baby. But don't use no real names in the chat because these people, we have trolls. Thank you, but thank you so much for joining me. I talked to them this morning because baby bro woke me up because he loves to wake up his big sister.
I love your brother. I wish your brother could have gave some commentary.
Oh, I'm going to call him. Hold on.
I wish you got the
brother. Let's see if he's up. We are calling Chicago. Thank you, Zeddy. Thank you so much for joining me, baby. Sanaya said, why did he have a tarp ready? Because it's his house. That's why.
That's what I'm saying.
He said, I don't care what's out there.
The man could have anything in his house.
Lucky he called a day later. He could have took us somewhere and dumped them all.
I would have. I mean, I'm just going to tell y'all, I would have.
You're not answering.
I would have lime and a wheelbarrow and a thing of acid, one of them big old tubs to find it.
Oh, have mercy. You really
and put them. What?
Now you're gonna do all that. I'm not going to be burying bodies and stuff. That doesn't be too much.
No, the acid and the lime eats the body up.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm not going to do all that. If you broke in my house, and I can prove, I'm going to just call the police. I'm not going to do all that dissolving bodies and all that. That's just too much. You got to remember, she came in a car night out.
Well, I mean,
I'm on live, and one of your friends said hello. She's Miss Zeddy's in the chat. Would you like to weigh in on the topic that I'm talking about? Well, where's my brother?
He's asleep. You don't hear him snoring.
Oh, geez. Okay, would you like to weigh in on my topic? It's about a man who shot just years ago. He's doing life right now. 2 kids broke into his house. They were cousins. He had some break-ins before, allegedly. And he lied in wait, recorded himself talking, shot both of them. The cousin came down. The male came down the stairs first. Female came down afterwards. I had the audio I played for the audience. And he talked to them basically while dying or dead. And he waited a day before calling the law. And he is now doing life in prison with the possibility of parole. And he was an elderly person. He was probably about 65 at the time. So he's older. That was 2014. So what do you think about that, dear?
Well, if he committed the crime, it don't matter how old he is. He got to do the time.
No, I'm talking about it was his house. Did you not listen to what I said?
I'm trying to hear you, Dion, snoring in my ear.
Okay, well, listen, we'll go somewhere else in another room. His house got broken into by 2 cousins, 2 teenagers. And he shot them one by one in the house, in his basement. And he filmed it. And he was talking to them and talking about how they broke in and, you know, just basically talking to him, whispering, kind of like he really had lost his mind or something. But he ended up going to prison. He was found guilty because they felt like it was premeditated, although this is his house. And he's had some break-ins before, and he believes these 2 cousins, a boy and a girl, broke in his house on a Thanksgiving 2014. Are you following now? Okay, so the question is he in the wrong or right for shooting these 2 people who broke into his house?
Well, I would say it's iffy because if he could have de-escalated, if he had time to talk to them and do all of that, he probably could have de-escalated the situation and just had them leave before shooting them.
Okay.
You know, since I've taken my concealed carry class, they teach you to try to de-escalate a situation before, you know, really shooting somebody.
Okay. Ooh, honey, you need to go in another room.
It's iffy.
It's iffy to you. Okay. Okay, honey. Well, I'm on my live if you like to watch for a little while longer.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going now. All right.
Okay, babe. Bye-bye.
All right, baby.
Well, she's said maybe he should have de-escalated the situation. I don't know.
He did de-escalate the situation. He did.
Look at Sanaa said lime and all. Okay, I'm done.
That's correct. Lime and all. He de-escalate. See, I think you de-escalate the situation when you minding your business, not bothering nobody, and paying your bill, not bothering nobody. That's my de-escalation. My de-escalation in any situation is I'm minding my business, not bothering anybody, not going into anybody's personal property or home. That's when I de-escalated. They escalated it when they decide to break the window to come on through. So then we have to engage.
Okay.
I'm not going to negotiate. We don't negotiate with terrorists, right? So I'm not negotiating with anybody that felt boldly enough to first damage his property. They broke his window. He didn't go break her car window. He didn't go mess with her car. He didn't go to her house. He didn't go to the young man's house. Why would I negotiate with a possible attack on my life? If he was a military man or a man that has been through some things, and I'm pretty sure he did based on his age, my mind don't go into, okay, let me talk to you to get you to leave my house that I was in, minding my business, but I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt to not hurt me, but I'm going to negotiate with you to not do anything to bring me harm. Why should I do that? I mean, why should I not have a sense of peace in my own home?
Okay.
That's what I don't understand, that people don't understand. I explained that somebody was trying to get into my home. Do you think I was going to de-escalate it? De-escalate it for what? I did de-escalate it by not even being outside speaking, bothering not one soul. I was minding my business. That man was minding his business. That means the situation was de-escalated.
Okay.
They escalated because they startled the man and broke the window. What was he supposed to do? Beg them to stop breaking in his house? Or keep filing police reports and they telling him, sir, it ain't nothing we can do. You can protect your home and all of that. People get tired of that.
I got Darius on. Everybody, welcome Darius from the Midwest. Thank you, honey. I want to read what Vinny Flores said. The fact that he sat and waited in the basement changes the whole situation. The second victim was in a position to have at least a verbal warning before she walked down to see to be shot. Okay, Karen says, I think the fact that he waited to call cops for so long. Okay, Darius, weigh in, honey.
Yes, I was going to say that too, because it's different if you're in your home and someone breaking in and you pull a gun and you're right there to stop them. But to sit there and wait, that changes the whole outcome of that situation. And that's where premeditation come in. Any normal person, that's what the law comes in. Any normal person would either be going to hide or be going to confront. But to sit and wait with the gun to shoot them is the issue.
Okay, but how's the issue if I don't know you're coming in?
He was sitting in the basement, right?
Okay, with the gun. But think about what you're saying. I want everybody to really think about what you're saying. That's his house. So it don't matter where he was sitting with a gun. That's his choice if he wants to sit with a gun with him. He didn't know that they were coming in. See, this is where I don't think anybody's really paying attention. He don't know these people. He don't know what day they're coming back. So it don't matter if he talked junk over and over to himself through an audio device. He had no idea they were coming. And if he did have an idea, it still doesn't matter because it's his house. So if I want to sit in my bedroom right now, 5 hours straight with a gun, that's still my house and my bed. And I can do that because you can't tell me what I can do in my house.
Yes, but the tape proved that he was waiting for them. So that's the issue.
Okay, but it's still, but guess what? We're not talking about in a public place. We had words. I went and waited. Because then you have a choice. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the law.
We're not talking about two people arguing. We're not talking about two people arguing off of Facebook and say, yo, meet me at the 7-Eleven. We're talking about me in my house. And if I want to sit there all day, naked, draws, whatever, with a gun, that is my house. So now you're saying he didn't have the right to even be in the house with the gun. Think about what you're saying now. I just want you to think. You're saying he had the right to sit in the house with his own weapon that he can legally carry.
Right. But I'm not okay with him going to jail for life.
I'm just saying, when you think about what you're saying, you're basically still saying he didn't even have the right to be in his own house with a gun, period.
Nope. He could be in their house with his own gun, but once he heard them coming in, either he's going to confront them, he's going to immediately call 911, but he sat there waiting, and those tapes will make it premeditated. And I'm saying that he was in duress. Those should not have been used in court, in my opinion.
So he should have called them. So I didn't think about that. So when he heard him coming in, he should have been on the horn, 911, saying,
right,
they're breaking in my house. Please hurry before I shoot their ass.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, Mr. Darius.
Yep. So,
Night Owl, what you got to say? Anybody else would like to join the panel? 1 hour, 40 minutes in. I'm going to top it off at the top of the hour. So if you'd like to get in, please give your said commentary. Excuse me.
I'm going to say this real slow for the people in the back. I can sit in my house and do anything I want any day of the week. But why? Because it's my house. If I want to sit up and talk to myself, sit with a gun, sit with a knife or anything. When you decide that you want to join in and come on through the palace and you break a window to come through the palace, all bets are off. The same way they came in, it's the same way if I'm in my castle minding my business. I could be in there butt naked. I could be eating peanut butter sandwiches.
Ooh,
I could sit there with guns, knives,
I'm sorry.
saws, nails. Hell, I can sit anywhere I want to. When you decide that you want to come join the palace and the people in the palace that reside in the palace, and you decide to come on through the window, he did them just right. I told you he should have kicked them on the side of their face. Make an example out of these thugs that want to keep harassing people. This man was minding his business. I'm not going to de-escalate nor negotiate with the terrorists. The terrorists feel comfortable coming in through the window. That man left them right there. When in the afterlife, they got to see everything they wanted to see. Why would I call the police and you decide to come in here? I'm not finna play with these criminals. These criminals out here doing all kind of stuff. I don't know what's on your mind. Who's to say that them kids when the double teamed up on the old man? Then what y'all go say, why them kids do that to that old man? No.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly what we have.
When you can go back and look at cases where the homeowners had nothing to fight off intruders and got done way worse.
Real bad.
Then I think that's what people should realize. If nobody has ever tried to come in your house and you didn't know them, and they beat, kicking, and screaming, trying to get in your house, and you have to be the only one there to protect your stuff, your kids, and your items, then I have no conversation if you ain't never had to think about killing nobody. I live with the fact that I almost killed 2 people. 2. Every day. And I would have wanted to record it. I left 911 on for them. I left 911 to hear them people call me out of my name and tell me they coming in and they didn't care and all of that. And the 911 said, ma'am, I understand. I do hear them. And I said, ma'am, as soon as that door come down, they're going to come on in and I'm going to kill them. I meant every word. And I was going to leave 911 on so I can make an example of the next fool that tried to come in my house and take my things that my husband and I work for. I don't play no games when it comes to it, and the man should have been in the South.
Oh, yeah, most states down here are stand your ground states. Florida, Tennessee is also a stand your ground state.
I'm not going to stop nobody that wants to come in. Queen, did you just say nails and board them up? Yeah. I'm going to get Pookie Thompson and Ray Johnson. Why would I negotiate with somebody? See, this is what people don't understand. It's a you versus them mentality. When you come in my house, I don't know how old you are, where you come from, your life situation or nothing. Frankly, I don't care about none of that. The only thing I know is you in my house. I don't know you, and I don't know which way this gonna come out. And I'm gonna say it once again for the people in the back. Either your mama go cry or my mama go cry. So instead of my mama crying, your mama go cry.
That night out here, oh Lord have mercy. I ain't coming to your house ask you for no sugar. How about that?
Right, Queen. Yes, Darius, I agree. Check your state law. My state law said,
come Can I get some sugar?
Right. I don't know what you're going to do to me. I don't know if there's some type of setup. I don't know how many people with you. I don't know nothing. So I got to wait to figure out if you got a knife, a gun, a AK-47 or anything, and then negotiate with you by leaving out my house. So now if he would have negotiated with them and they would have left, who's to say they wouldn't have came back if they've been doing it?
Okay. When you can come on and call up. Come on and call now. Go stroll up and get the link if you want to.
That's what I hear I hear too many people talking. Talk to them about what? They've been doing this. I'm through talking. If they've been in trouble with the law before, they knew right from wrong. They knew right from wrong. How many times are we going to say that people have to take accountability? I'm sorry. I tell my children all the time, sometimes you don't get 3 chances in life.
Oh, that's
you
true.
Get one.
You right that
they
one
got multiple chances. They got multiple chances to stop doing what they were doing. And they kept getting bolder and bolder. And who's to say what they wouldn't have done if they kept on breaking in people's houses? You up the ante every time you think you getting away with something. Right. You keep upping the ante because you like, I'm invincible. I'm young. I can get this old man. I can take him for this. I'm going to go get some money. I'm going to go get the school teacher. Nobody cares about the survivors that have to live with these thoughts of being victimized. Right. My brother-in-law was robbed at gunpoint coming from work. See, it's very personal to me. A gun was put to his head. That's why we don't play no games over here.
I ain't creeping. No, I got sugar. Let me tell you something about the queen. Queen got sugar, rice, all that. I ain't trying to borrow nothing. I swear. I ain't trying to borrow nothing. Oh, that's why I make sure I keep some sugar. We trying to keep it all right now. I swear. Oh, thank you all so much for joining. Hey, Diane, how you doing? Well, Natasha, you right. You said it, the right break-in, the wrong house could cost you. And it did cost them. I mean, like I said, I'm not here to argue who did what and why, but that's that man's house. It doesn't matter if he talked to himself, he was schizophrenic, he tired. You all don't understand. Somebody breaking in your house every other day, a week, a month. That's costing that man to replace a window or replace a door. Now he don't feel safe because you got to remember he didn't even know who the hell was breaking in the house in the first place. So that's why he put up surveillance cameras. He probably just flipped out and said, "The hell with it. I'm gonna wait on him this time. I'm not gonna sit here and come to my house where I pay a mortgage or whatever and wait for you to come in on me while I'm on the toilet or my bed. I may not be lucky." Oh, shit. Like Clint Eastwood said, "Do you feel lucky, punk? Huh? Do you?" Yes. Keeping it real. This could have been a horrible situation had that man decided to fight those kids and didn't have no weapon. See, that's what you all not thinking about. The situation of him being the one face down in his house where he lived, minding his business. He ain't bothering nobody. He not causing no problems. And now this old man is lying in prison because two punks decided to come in his house and been coming up in there breaking in his house. Like I said, I don't condone him leaving them bodies in there a whole day. Yeah, that's some creepy stuff. But guess what? Your mind, you don't know what your mind will do. Because I'm not him, so I can't say because I'm not in his shoes. But I just think he's an older person, and they should give him some leeway, let that man out, let him finish out the rest of his years. And I don't think that he would hurt nobody, because what you have to ask yourself, if he went a whole 65 years working and he didn't have a criminal record, you can't say that he would pop off and harm somebody if he didn't get his way. 65, you don't got no criminal record, he could have been them popped off if that was his nature. Now, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Right. Y'all, I would have left. Didn't I tell y'all they wanted to come in? What we calling the police for?
And they wanted to come in. You keep coming in there though. You wouldn't even stop. You just vandalizing. Ain't nobody thinking about that. You looking and lurking. See, y'all got to watch the whole story. They got documentaries about this story. Them people were looking through windows, watching. Like she said, they were stalking that man.
Yeah.
They were stalking him. But they were looking through windows and stuff, coming on the property. It's like, what are you looking for? What did you think he had? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What is it that you think that old man had? Or you just keep going to his house, breaking in his house? I mean, come on. That's not right. That's not right.
Mm-hmm.
Wesley, look at Wesley testifying. I went to jail for the same thing. Well, Wesley, you need to get up here and talk to the queen. Come up here and hit that link.
Baby, I'm not negotiating with not one soul that comes in my house involuntary. I want you to come on through involuntary. When we get through, however you came in, you're going to see the afterlife, right? The afterlife. And you can see everything in my house that you want to see. You can, think about the things you could have got and where you went wrong. Where you went wrong was you came in involuntary. I didn't invite you to the palace. I didn't invite you. But I pour out some liquor for you. Every child, I get real disrespect. I pour out some liquor for you. Mm-hmm. Because if my kids go to your house, I expect the same thing. I'm not going to be like, they were good kids, they were misguided and this. No, if you do the same thing over and over, it's not a mistake, it's a habit.
Shut your mouth.
You doing the same thing over and over is not a mistake because you young. It's a habit. And the habit could have been broken by the parents getting these kids in some type of program or leaving them in jail when they did the first burglary so they can learn a lesson. Wesley, you said you got out in 3 days. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I want him to come up here. I'm going to put the link down here because I want to hear this now. I want to hear it.
So now I would have kept them so they could get the grand tour. And then I'm going to line them away.
Not the
I'm going to line them away. They getting a grand tour. They decide they want to come in. They didn't knock on the door. They didn't ring a doorbell. They didn't call me. So they want to surprise me. I'm going to surprise them too. Surprise.
Stop it.
Surprise.
Okay. Well, I ain't got to worry about coming down there visiting you. Golly. Shut your mouth.
Queen, no. I'm saying as far as, did you not hear me? My brother-in-law.
I hear you, honey. I hear you.
Had a gun in his head for all his valuables. He didn't have no weapon, never been in trouble, wasn't a trouble child.
Well, I want to see Wesley up here. I want Wesley Martin up here on the panel.
Hit the link, Wesley.
And give your 411 before I end this stream.
Karen, come through with them facts, Karen. Come through.
Karen said those kids will be living in state pen, living off taxpayers soon. Well, and that's what he was saying when he was whispering. Exactly what he was saying when he was whispering. Wesley Martin, hit the link. Give us your testimony, dear. Thank you.
I would love to hear it. Mm-hmm. You got to make a believer out of some of these people. These people would try.
That's what's wrong with people. But that's what's wrong with people. They need somebody to show them. As we say in the street, I can show you better than I can tell you. You can't talk to people anymore. There's not stuff you just can't talk to people anymore. You ain't got to. Why should I tell you, hold a conversation with you standing in my house? Hey, what are you doing in here? You don't belong here.
Yes, no, Benny.
I don't need to talk to you. I have nothing to say to you.
Yeah, y'all keep wanting to negotiate with terrorists and all that. I'm not negotiating with terrorists. That's what I consider them to be. Terrorists.
Now, you right. What you say? What you call that Bin Laden? That was baby Laden. You said, I can't talk to you. Lord, I can't. I'm dead.
Y'all keep negotiating with them terrorists.
Mm-hmm.
And when them terrorists get through effing you up, y'all let me know how that come out for you.
Wesley Martin, join the panel. Hit the link. Oh, mercy. Winnie said, my husband is looking at me like, what the? Okay. Thank all my guests, my new guests. Please like, share, subscribe to the Queen. I talk about different content on this channel. Nothing is the same every day.
I would love for this conversation to keep going tomorrow.
I know you won't try to take it into the AM, but you know we got something else ready for y'all in a little bit. So when this stream live, I'm coming back with the you already know we ain't gotta talk about it.
Y'all keep on negotiating with kids. Have y'all seen where kids broke in people's house and effed them up?
Ooh, look at Karen said. That's how old ladies get raped and murdered. Pull a 45 and see how that fixes that roach problem. You go, Karen. You got a landline. Wesley, you don't have a cell phone?
Or a computer or a tablet?
Do you have a computer, baby? Oh, yeah, Patty. They were stalking him, terrorizing him. Yes, you keep just breaking in that man's house. Come on now. You have no right to keep breaking in that man's house. That's his house. You have no right to just, I don't care if you break in one time, you are wrong. I don't care if you're 10, you 12, you 16, you 60, 50. You have no business messing with that man's house. That's how I feel about it. Well, I guess
question is
gonna call in. So okay,
you can come on, Benny. Benny asked, could he hit the link?
I said anybody is welcome. Hey, y'all complain a lot. You cried them on a year ago about going live. Now you got to stream a panel. this is my money that I'm paying for this monthly. So.
And we appreciate you, Queen. You know I do.
My gosh.
10 toes down. I'm going to say it again.
Y'all comment in the chat. Why comment? Keep texting. That's why I know y'all like to text.
Karen, not lizards.
Y'all are American texters. Y'all will
I don't
text.
like texting.
Y'all get y'all big toe cut off. You won't even call a person on the phone. You gonna text them. Girl, they just cut my toe off.
You be like, what?
Like it. Damn.
Y'all hit the screen link.
Shit, call in sometime.
There go Vinny.
Hello.
Hi, Vinny.
Vinny Flores?
Yes. Well, Vinny's my son's name. My name's Sandy, but yeah.
Okay. You're who?
Sandy.
Sandy. Well, roll with it, Sandy.
Okay, so I remember this story coming out, and I totally think that it was kind of wrong how the guy got down. Like he set it all up, kind of like that movie Home Alone. You know, like where they like have a whole setup going down, and he baited him to come down. Like the last victim that he took their life, like it didn't need to happen like that. Like she was a female. They're young kids. I don't think it's right that they were breaking into people's houses. Like that's just rotten altogether.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a parent thing, but like however it happened, like he could have warned her, like I have a gun and I'll shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and so she didn't have to lose her life.
Okay.
I think there's like a fine line, you know, between it being justified and then it just being completely wrong. Like he had already taken the life of
the first
I don't know
one.
if it was one or two people.
The cousin, the boy cousin is the one that first went down.
Yeah, and it's like a human instinct, I think, to like go and want to make sure that whoever you're with is okay. Like, you know, she had been sitting in the car as far as I understand.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, it just doesn't sit well with me that he went as far as he did.
Okay.
There's a point where you're protecting your house and your property and your belongings and your own life. And then there's a point of like,
so you think he should have told her when he heard her when he heard her hollering for him in his house, he should have said, "Ma'am, don't come down the stairs because I just shot your friend."
Yes, I have a gun and I will shoot. Like that kind of warning. Like I think that's definitely something he needed to do.
Okay. I have Sanaya now joining the panel. Sanaya, what you got to say, baby?
Just like I feel how Night Owl
Put your background,
like
put your background down. Put your background down, please.
Okay, I'm about to move right now.
Okay.
Let me go to a quiet spot.
Thank you. I didn't mean to cut you off, Vinny.
Yeah.
Oh no, is it me that has the echo?
No. It's somebody else coming on. Vinny, you have something else you want to say before Sanaya joins in?
Oh no, I'm good. That's it. And I love your channel.
Thank you, baby. Thanks for joining.
All right. Okay. Thank you for letting me speak.
Sweetheart. Okay.
Have a good one.
I was trying to let other people talk because I always call and give my little opinion, but I believe Night Owl. You got what you was looking for.
Hey.
Yes.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, you already know. So I'm like, I ain't about to call in tonight at all, but
the Dirty Desert Part 2.
Yes, the Dirty Desert, but I do believe they were grown enough to break in somebody's house. That man has to protect himself. I don't care if he wasn't a senior. He deserves to be able to protect what you pay for. Ain't nobody told you to come in there. So the only creepy part gets me is keeping them in the house. Don't want to call police because it's Thanksgiving. And then he was talking about like one of them was defecating on themselves. If I heard it correctly, like it was getting crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But you could tell they had been there a couple of times before.
Yeah.
Because I remember this story and they had kept bothering that man.
Okay.
So that's all I wanted to say. You have a right to move your car. You have a right to lay in wait if you choose to. You in your house. You didn't tell them to come, but they came and they got what they was looking for.
Winnie
but
called
I just can't see nobody staying in there, huh?
Yeah, Winnie was saying it happened to her or something like that. So I was telling her to call in.
Yeah, I was trying to let somebody else call in, so I'll get off. But I just feel like Night Owl, I understand where she coming from. My husband, he works at night, so now he's sleeping, but he'll be gone. I'm here with my children by myself. I even got weapons under my bed if I need to
Yeah.
get to them and can't make it to the kitchen. So you shouldn't try to come in. But to keep them in a house like that, that's creepy as hell. I don't know if I could do it. And she talking about burying them, covering them with all this stuff. I can't do it.
I got arthritis. I ain't lifting nothing. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I can't do it. I'm too creepy for that.
I ain't covering up nothing. I ain't getting no lines, sawdust. Oops, sawdust. Oops, sawdust.
Sawdust.
No.
Exactly. So enjoy your night. You look so beautiful. But you always do. But I'm wondering why you're glowing. So I'm going to probably call you another time.
Giving them haters something to talk about. That's all.
That's what's up.
Oh.
All right, y'all have a good one. Enjoy your night. And I'll be switching on to your other one.
You see that? Yeah.
Oh, it stays on top of your head.
Oh, it does.
You're very blessed.
Yes, I am. God is good.
And highly favored.
Highly favored. Oh, you do watch the Queen, don't you?
I do. Ever since I found you, I don't miss a show. I try not to. You have a great, lovely night and night out too. She's great. I believe she got a strong personality. Yeah, but she go, I thought I go kind of on the deep end. She go real far. She like, shoot, they wanted to see what was in the house. So now you can see what's all in here. That's creepy. So have a good night, you guys. And I'm still watching. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks for joining us. Okay. That was Sanaya from Las Vegas.
Hey, Sanaya.
You talking about some defense. Darius, what are you talking about? He needed a better defense. He had a gun. Damn, what you want to bring in a helicopter?
Now, he was talking about when he went to court, they should have said he was like mentally unstable. They should have used that defense to get him off in court.
You don't know if they did that or not. How we know? I didn't bring up, information about what took place in court. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't know what happened in court. I didn't bring you any information about who said what and what the defense was. I think anybody with some sense should have known he wasn't well when he let them people. He was talking and whispering and then left them folks in there whole day. He wasn't right. Okay, Darius, I got you.
Yeah, he wasn't in the right state. And yes, Anaya, I'm gonna go all the way with it because, like I said, if you ain't at your house or somebody trying to come in and you by yourself, first of all, when you even think you have to kill somebody, it's a process that you go through on. Like, I really got to do this, and why I got to do this, and reason with yourself. That don't come off of you, even in self-defense cases. You hear people talk about they live with PTSD because they really didn't want that to happen, and nobody thinks about that. You go through your own personal torture, even though you were right, because nobody in their right mind wants to harm another soul. Nobody in their right mind. So when you leave me with no choice, then your parents gonna be left with no choice. They could have made better decisions. Because if these were any other type of kid, everybody would have said throw the book at him. He was right. They wasn't raised. They were thugs. So that's what thugs get. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I'm going to say it again. They wanted to come in. The man left them there. They wanted to go into it. In the afterlife, they saw everything. And they probably saw the part where they should have said, whoo, this a bad idea. Not this Thanksgiving Day. We might need to leave this man alone.
They should have been with their peers or somebody.
They family. And they family probably should have said, where is so-and-so and so-and-so? They ain't here eating no turkey and ham and casseroles and pie.
That's what's weird to me. That this is what you would think to do any day, but on a holiday. It's a day where people gather and watch sports and eat. And this is what you thought to do was breaking somebody's house. That let me know. I don't care what nobody say. That little boy was wayward and she was stupid to go along with him. I would have told her, I'm not going nowhere with you. I'm not getting ready to go with you to go breaking somebody's house. I don't care if we were joyriding and you said, I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to ask you, who live right here? Who you know live right here? And as soon as I see you doing something you ain't got no business, I'm honking the horn. Oh, I ain't signed up for this. No, I'm not doing this. But see, she might have been down. She obviously was down with it because she came on in there. So that to me, you a culprit too, because you knew better than to go in that house. You knew better than go in that damn house. That's why I believe, yeah, you've been there before because you went on in there.
You went in one way, you checked out.
That husband can do a version better. Winnie, I know he gonna be mad too. He was on that live snoring. Oh, I'm telling him too. The queen waking the queen up. Queen need all her rest. He likes to wake the queen up early, baby. He love to talk to his sister in the AM. I don't know what's wrong with that little fella. He just love to call me 6, 5 in the morning. Talk about what you doing. I'm asleep.
They checked in, but they didn't check out. Like the blues song, they checked in, but they didn't check out.
Not out, you killing me.
They checked in, they didn't check out, and that's the same way I would have done it.
Okay, what about the man and his holiday? What, Patty? Right. Well, my thing is this. It doesn't matter the day of the week. It could have been Easter. It could have been the 1st of January, the 8th of January. You had no right to break in that man's house. You have violated his rights. He had every right to protect himself. That is his home. Nobody has the right to break in your house and then just keep breaking in there like it's your damn house. Well, hell, why not just give it to you? Because you're staying up in here. You're coming in here like you lost something in here. Just let me give it to you. You want it so bad. That's how I look at it. And that's probably how he felt. He got ignorant with it. He became ignorant. Like, you know what? They don't care about me. So I'm going to sit here and wait. And lo and behold, voila, magic, they showed up. They showed up.
And he showed out.
And he showed in. Show your right.
Winnie. Yes, ma'am.
Well, Wesley, yes, he should have called the police. That's why I said I'm not with all that holding the corpse hostage and all that. Now, let me make that clear. I'm not with none of that. Holding dead bodies. I'm not with none of that.
I'm gonna give you a tour.
He got that, Joyce. This is an old story. He's incarcerated at the moment. His lawyers went and filed an appeal in November 2019. He is still incarcerated in prison. The man is old. The man is old. He was arrested at 65. That was in 2014. Y'all can count.
He got life without parole.
Well, yeah, no, I think parole. I thought it said with parole.
Oh, I thought he couldn't never get out. Yeah, I should have been there. I wanted to be at this trial. My husband and I want to put money on his books. Because if you with the rah-rah, I'm with the rah-rah too. Come on through. Come on through the path. Come on. You got to make an example out of some of these people, young, old, whatever.
Let me tell you something. I'd have went in that court with my hair on top of I would have had toothpaste on my eyelids, everything. I'd have went in there in a wheelchair, knowing I could walk. Toothpaste coming out my ears, mumbling, talking to myself. I'd have started dancing up in there. They would say, oh, hell yeah, this man gone crazy. Go let that man go stay in a mental institution for 6 months and let him go free.
What you say, toothpaste on your eyelids?
On my eyelids. I had toothpaste. I'd have walked in the court with toothpaste. Now, sir, you got to take that toothpaste off. I'd smeared it all on my face, my ears. I wouldn't care. Hey, they trying to bring you up for protecting your house. Then, like they say, you go in there, you act like you damn crazy. That's what he should have done. Yeah. So, you're right.
All the people that say he should have warned them. What I'm going to do is, how many of y'all, since y'all say he could have, like, warned the young lady after he shot the cousin? I tell you what, I know a couple of folks that don't mind going in your house, and they young. Do y'all want me to send them to y'all house so y'all can talk to them once they break in? And y'all want to talk to them?
Look, and they go break in, go open the door. God forbid you just went in from gardening or coming from your car. You did lock the door. Honey, these little pookies will be standing in there. What's up? Talking to you just like that. What's up? Like they belong.
What you got going on, partner?
Baby, it's a new day. Y'all better stay woke. These people come in your house, they don't gotta break in. Just forget you to unlock the door, carrying your groceries in, and you got little baby Shaquan coming in there, and he on one. And
Was it ninth grade?
Who?
Was it ninth grade?
Quan?
Little baby Shaquan. Quan. For the people that said that we should talk to him.
Anybody follow the queen? No, I don't sugarcoat nothing. You don't know people out here. People have left here for very petty things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I look at it. And I feel like that man was minding his business. He was a homeowner. He didn't bother anybody. He didn't have no frivolous records. So nobody had the right to be stalking him. Like you said, they were stalking him. You stalked him because you realized that car wasn't there. So you had been watching. That's what made you go up in there. Because I think he traveled. That's the reason why they kept breaking in, because he wouldn't be at home when they broke in. Don't you find that odd? Mm-hmm. So you've been stalking him and watching him. He had every damn right to shoot you. And that's just how I feel. Mm-hmm. Now, leaving the bodies in there and not calling the police, no, that's wrong. He should have called the law when he hit victim number one. He should have been on the horn. He should have had a phone in one hand and a gun in the other. Yes, I just shot an intruder.
That's how he should have hit the tape that he recorded. He should have hit that.
Well, he had a new surveillance system, but he had a new surveillance system. See, we don't know how it was set up in that basement. He had surveillance outside because they kept breaking in. So naturally, he had surveillance inside because they done stole stuff. But the foolish part is he talked. He should have just not talked, but he probably wasn't thinking. He wasn't thinking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And who would even think your own words against you would cause you to be in prison because you talking to these people like, you know, hey, why y'all keep bothering me? Y'all coming in here. I don't know what you'll do the next time. And he was just mumbling stuff. You got a right to even do that. You do have a right to talk in your own damn house. Now you're saying he can't even talk to himself in his own house. This is crazy to me. This case is crazy to me.
I'd like to know what rights do y'all want regular, normal, everyday citizens to have, and what do y'all want the criminals to have?
Did the guy work?
I mean,
no, Miss Griffin. These are just random children breaking into people's houses, baby.
Random thugs.
His house had been broken in before. He thought they would come back, so he waited in his basement. Okay, Joel said his only mistake was not calling the police until the next day. Well, Joel, that's not what got him. That's not what got him hung, baby. It was the tapes of him talking to himself. That's what got him hung. Or the audios of him talking about wanting them dead, talking to them dead, and lying in their dead. That's what got him the guilty verdict.
I wish I was on the jury. He wouldn't be found guilty.
Call the police. Well, I'm trying. Y'all not listening. That said it in the article. It is the tapes that led the jury to convict him. Okay, Evie says they kept breaking in because they were taking advantage of an older person and thought he wouldn't do anything. But that last time he was waiting for him. Yes, Evie, that's what it was. Zeddy, it was said he knew the guy that broke in. Was Zeddy, baby? I don't know. But my thing is, it don't matter if I know you. That ain't no different than hell. I know some of these people in here. Walk your ass in here if you want to. Bring your ass in here and see what you get. I'm gonna beat you down. I don't care that I know you. This is mine. My name's on this. It don't matter to me. I'm gonna tell y'all something now. I'm keeping it real. I don't care if he did know him. You had no right to go in his house. You still kept breaking in his house. That's his house. Yes. Temporary insanity. Whatever you want to call it. It's his house. But see, this is what I don't understand. Why do you need to go through something to understand? Maybe somebody should knock on your door or sneak through your window, bust your window out, and you pop up. Ooh, you ain't got no rifle. You ain't got no 22. You ain't got no 9mm. Now you got two people sitting in your living room, your house, and you getting ready to do what? You getting ready to talk to them and say, oh, y'all kids, y'all don't want nothing. Get out my house. See how that works. Mm-hmm.
This is not Mayberry.
You better hope they run out of your house.
Right.
Because you got some little Shaquans that like to get ugly. And they going to rear up with you.
Mm-hmm. Buck you.
Right. Buck up. And they going to fight you in your own house over your stuff. Because
or kill you.
Well, that's probably where it's going to end up. beat you to
Yeah.
death.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has the right to be breaking your house, and you shouldn't have to talk to nobody about being in your house. I don't got to warn you about a damn thing because you didn't have no business in here. I ain't got to tell you nothing about you best to get out of here. You better go on. That's somebody that's shaky jakey. Homeboy was not that. He said, no, I'm going to wait on him. Like I said, we all can differ in opinion, but they had no business bothering that man. You had no right to go in that man's house, and you done been in there more than one time. So you wanted to die. And that's just how I look at it. You wanted to leave here because you shouldn't have been in that man's house.
Y'all
Okay,
didn't
so
get the part where she said they had been breaking in other people's houses. They had robbed the school.
Yeah, he just robbed his auntie. I just read y'all that in the article. The auntie said he had just stole from her the day before.
And she should have laid him right on out. Period.
So he
I don't care about age.
He likes stealing from folks. He didn't care.
Right.
You just stole from your auntie, and then you're breaking in somebody else's house the next day, Thanksgiving. I mean.
And that's where I had a problem. If the auntie he stole from her, why didn't she press charges? So he would have been in jail, and he wouldn't have even had a chance to go break into the gentleman's house. Had the auntie press charges.
But guess what? Who's to say he didn't go to jail? His mom or daddy could have got him out. See, we don't know all that because they ain't report all that. We don't know, baby. We don't know.
They checked in, but they didn't check out. I feel nothing for them.
Okay, Wesley said, come on in to the Price is Right. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we all can differ in opinion. But I personally, I'm not that home invasion stuff. I don't think some of you really know what people go through that have been beat to death, been murdered because people robbed them, killed them, their kids. And I tell people, nobody should have to go through that to realize the worst case scenario of somebody breaking in your house. There are people right now who are dead in the cemetery because they didn't win the fight. They didn't win the fight. They were sleeping. They were in the bathroom. They were in a sofa. And they came in 5 deep, 2 deep, 3 deep, tied up, assaulted, sexually assaulted. See, nobody should have to explain that to you. And you shouldn't have to go through it to say, wow, okay, that could have been me. What if I'd have been in there, but I ain't have no gun to lie and wait? I was just in there sleeping in my bed, or I was in the bathtub and they came in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not with that identifying stuff. If you got a heart, you should understand why certain things are wrong, and this was wrong. And you shouldn't have to go through it to understand what it's like. I don't want to ever look up and see somebody standing in my house. Now I got to try to figure out how the hell I'm going to get them out my house.
Right.
Well, Karen, that's what they did. That's why we know they've been watching him. You been knew he was an old man. He don't care. He all right. He got money. He's single. He ain't got no wife, no kids. He ain't going to miss the stuff we stealing. That's obvious. That's how they thought. That's why they had no respect for him. That's why they kept breaking in his house. And it's not right. And I don't care if it was a 30-year-old house, an 80-year-old house. You have no business going in that man's house, period. Well, I'm
y'all keep negotiating.
Go ahead, Nada.
No, that's what I was saying. I was like, y'all keep negotiating with these folks out here and think it's a game. I know it ain't one. That's all I was saying.
I'm telling you, I don't ever want to wake up out my sleep and see somebody standing over me. And I got to now worry if this person's going to take my life and figure out why they're in there. And that's a place I don't want to be. And the sad thing about this case is that man has had his house burglarized a few times. That wasn't the first rodeo. It wasn't his first rodeo. That's why he put up the surveillance cameras and he lied in wait. Think about it. Who lies in wait for no reason? Because they've been burglarizing his house. Somebody has been violating him. And he is one of the lucky few who even got prison time, because there are people right now who are dead because somebody broke into their house and killed them. And I don't think the 12 members of the jury thought about that man could have ended up dead. And that's how I feel about that. I want to thank you all for joining me. I'm getting ready to come back and oh Lord have mercy. I'm gonna take care of some quick business right quick. I'm gonna come back on and I will be discussing the reward money pertaining to California City. So if you'd like to join me, please wait a little bit. I will be coming back on with the said information, and we will discuss the said information pertaining to what you would need to do in order to claim the reward money for the missing California City boys. And it should be an interesting live. So please join me. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. Thank you for my moderators. Thank you for my new subscribers. Thank you for Miss Zeddy out of Chicago. Thank you so much for joining us. My new viewers, Evie, all of you all I got mad love for all of you. I want to thank you for holding it down with a queen. You've been so good to me. God is good. I'm highly favored. I'm still the queen. I rock that crown because I can. Yes, Lord. Y'all know how the queen is. I'm cocky today because I'm feeling good. I want to thank you all so much. Oh, California said, and California PD told us to drag them through in 10 feet and we won't be in trouble. Well, look, you better make sure there ain't no blood, California, because if it's blood on the outside, that means they was outside. So that means you're going to have to get some bleach. And you know how that is when we use bleach, they going to smell it. I'm just saying. But I feel you. Thank you all so much, Nay. Yes, I want you all to come back. I will be discussing the reward money pertaining to the missing California City boys. Give me a few minutes. Y'all go get your soda pop, coffee, popcorn, whichever, and join the queen in a little bit for the next live. I thank you all for your support. God bless all of you, my moderators. Thank you for being respectful in the chat. I really appreciate that. God bless all of you. I'll be right back in a little bit. Thank you so much.